The sky burns. The first strike came on a Tuesday. No declaration. No ultimatum. No signal intercepted by SETI's aging dishes. Just a pale violet light that bloomed over the North Atlantic at 6:47 a.m., and then, silence where 3 cities used to be. Commander Elias Voss was eating cold eggs in the NATO bunker beneath Brussels when the screens lit up. He set down his fork and did not pick it up again for 11 days. "Thermal readings are off every chart we have," said Lieutenant Priya Nair, her voice stripped of its usual steadiness. "Whatever hit Halifax, Reykjavik, and Oslo, it wasn't a missile. It wasn't any warhead in any arsenal on this planet." Voss stared at the satellite imagery. 3 perfect circles of glass where cities had stood. Clean. Surgical. Almost polite in their precision, if annihilation could ever be called polite. "Then it came from somewhere else," he said. Within 6 hours, every government on Earth knew. Within 12, the panic was global. Within 24, the aliens struck again: Mumbai, Sao Paulo, Nairobi. 6 more circles of fused Earth. 18 million people, gone between one breath and the next. The message, when it finally came, was broadcast on every frequency simultaneously. It translated, with uncomfortable ease, into every human language at once. "You were warned. This world will be harvested. Resistance is extinction." Nobody remembered being warned. The Forge. Humanity, it turned out, was magnificent when cornered. The aliens, humanity named them the Veth, after the Old Norse word for sacrifice, had made one catastrophic miscalculation. They assumed that a species capable of such cruelty to itself would fracture under external pressure. They were wrong. Every war humanity had ever fought had been practice. Dr. Idris Okafor, Nigeria's most decorated astrophysicist, had been studying gravitational anomalies for 30 years. He had a theory, quiet, largely ignored in peacetime, about folding electromagnetic force into a localized collapse. His colleagues had called it elegant. His funding committee had called it impractical. The world's surviving governments called it their only option. In a reinforced facility carved into the Swiss Alps, Okafor worked with physicist Mara Lindqvist of Sweden and propulsion engineer Yusuf al-Rashid of Jordan. They had no sleep schedules anymore. They had coffee, desperation, and the combined computing power of every nation on Earth. "The Veth ships generate a resonance field," Lindqvist said one night, circling equations on the glass wall. "They're using it as a shield. But a shield is also a mirror, if you know the exact frequency." "We send it back," al-Rashid said slowly. "We send it back amplified," Okafor corrected. He was already writing. 11 months after the first strike, humanity had a weapon. They called it the Echo. The message. The galaxy, as it happened, was listening. 17 days after the retreat, signals arrived from 41 different star systems. Some were mathematical. Some were in frequencies humanity couldn't yet fully decode. A few were almost certainly expressions of alarm. One, from somewhere near the constellation Lyra, was unmistakable in its meaning regardless of translation. Okafor read it 3 times before he called Voss. "We did not know you could do that. We will not be coming either." Voss stood at the window of the Brussels bunker, watching snow fall on a rebuilt skyline. "Good," he said quietly. He finally finished his eggs.